Well, you're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, severe flooding in Pittsburgh caught many off guard, including first responders.
Also, volunteers in Barry County come together after the storm to make sure a summer camp is able to be up and running for the campers who need it.
And a cloudy start to the day, even some dense fog, couple of stray showers possible, warmer and drier. The latest coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 o'clock on this Thursday, May the 1st.
May the 1st. Here we are.
We are into May. Summer, of course, summer-like temperatures are probably just a couple of weeks away, but summer itself still about a month and a half away at this point.
Which I believe.
It'll be warm for sure. And unfortunately, this past month, we've had 3 severe weather events that left damage behind, and we're dealing with a lot of flooding concerns across the area.
We certainly are, and as more rain comes, authorities want 4-staters to be mindful of the potential for more dangerous conditions.
KOAM's Melissa explains first responders have already had their hands full.
Caught off guard. We knew that we were supposed to have pretty good rain.
Taylor Cherney, the fire chief at the Pittsburgh Fire Department, says yesterday's rain seemed to come on suddenly.
Didn't realize that it was going to be exactly what it was and come as fast as it did with as much rain as it was.
He says the rain started early Tuesday morning on his commute to work.
It was just torrential rain with standing water on streets that we hadn't seen standing water for a long time.
The Pittsburgh Police Department responded to 22 calls, and the Crawford County Sheriff's Office assisted with another 11 calls.
The biggest call volume yesterday was stalled out cars that had got caught in flash floods or had driven into deep water, possibly not realizing that it was as deep as it was.
Some other calls that Pittsburgh and Crawford County emergency response crews responded to include disabled or stranded vehicles in the floodwaters, accidents, a tree falling on a house, and animal welfare checks.
With all the water in the streets and just the heavy rain, the winds actually played a big part, and we did have a large elm tree that came down, spanned between a couple houses, pulled down some power lines.
And something the fire chief wants to remind the public of to promote safety.
Be aware, if you're leaving for work, leave a little bit early in case you have to detour. You don't want to drive through the deep water, you don't want to drive through flowing water. Turn around and find another route. And as always, be on the lookout for emergency vehicles.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Well, Pittsburgh and Crawford County emergency response crews received more than 30 calls between 7:30 and 10 a.m. Tuesday.
Yeah, the thing is, what they were saying there is what we've been telling you for the last several days. Turn around, don't drown. And as he explained too, they had cars that tried to drive through thinking the water wasn't that deep, and it was. You don't know how deep that water is. You don't know the condition of the road underneath. Just turn around. If you see water over the roadway, don't
dismiss it.
Don't chance it at all. We still have some flooding concerns, but some good news. Our rain's starting to wind down for a little while. Let's take a look outside downtown Pittsburgh. It's cloudy. We've got a very low ceiling or a very low cloud base out there, and onto the MoDOT camera, 20th and range line. It's hard to tell, but we are starting to get wee bits of clearing. In fact, a moment or two ago, it's gone now, but we did have some sunlight on our camera at 7th and range line onto that shopping center there at 7th and range line. It's gone, but it is trying. We do have the flood warnings continuing out there. Most of these now are river flood warnings, but we still have aerial flood warnings through 10:30 this morning for parts of Craig, Ottawa, and Delaware counties in northeast Oklahoma. Now, the difference between those river flood warnings and aerial flood warnings, the river flood warnings are confined to those river zones and the floodplains around them. Aerial flood warnings, they're over a broader area, indicating that low water crossings, rural routes, things of that nature may be flooded or could experience flooding at any time. So that's why you've got to be cautious. We are clear from rain now. We had a little complex of storms out west, tried to make it in here, but it fizzled out. But still, between now and about 9 a.m., a stray shower or storm will be possible, but most of us will be dry. Dense fog advisories as well through 9 for parts of southeast Kansas. Visibility is almost zero. Iola and Chanute down very low in Independence. So if you're traveling anywhere out here, you've got to use your low beams, not your high beams. Drive slow, give yourself time to get where you're going, and leave plenty of distance between you and the car ahead of you. Again this afternoon, between about 2 and 5, we could get another isolated shower or storm or otherwise dry, partly cloudy, and warmer across the region. It won't be until overnight tonight that we'll see another round of showers and storms start to push in. Temperatures this morning, again, very similar to yesterday at this time. Upper 50s, get some low 60s, especially down in our southern counties, but we will be warmer today, heading toward the mid 70s for highs. A couple of different rounds again of a few isolated storms and southwest winds gusting to 20. As I mentioned, more showers and storms overnight tonight into tomorrow. We'll talk about that and your weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. So Carl Junction hosted a severe weather town hall with a focus on preparing for the next weather event. At the CJ Community Center, featured presentations from city officials, police, fire, and a National Weather Service trained spotter. Carl Junction is very familiar with severe weather. On Easter Sunday, an EF1 tornado tore through Jasper County, uprooting trees and damaging homes. Organizers aim to educate the public on emergency response protocols before and after severe weather events.
Anytime a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, people need to be aware. People need to start preparations. People need to be, eyes on the sky. People need to be watching their local weather forecasts. The siren really, when that goes off, that means there's actually a tornado warning, which means there has been rotation or an actual tornado spotted. So the time to act is very short.
The meeting streamed live on the CJ Community Center and Carl Junction Connection Facebook pages. Well, lawns throughout Joplin are littered with broken branches and downed trees from Tuesday's storms. Local tree service companies say they're receiving double the usual number of calls from Florida State residents, and they're urging the community to stay patient as crews work longer hours to clean up.
Since the storm's been setting in, we've been getting about 10-15 calls at minimum a day, keeping busy, going to go look at them.
So much rain that the root balls are getting saturated, and then we get the high winds, and that's why the trees are blowing over.
Now, experts tell us one of the biggest headaches they are having now is working with insurance companies. And now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. It's available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku. The player is also available on our news and weather apps, as well as our website. Watch live streaming anytime, absolutely free. KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Well, communities around Barry County saw extensive damage from Tuesday's storms. One area hit Camp Barnabas, a summer camp for those with disabilities. But as KOAM's Samantha Walker reports, dozens of volunteers are here to help.
Tuesday morning storms did not leave Camp Barnabas alone. The site, which offers a summer camp experience for those with disabilities and chronic illnesses, saw significant damage, with poles and limbs pulled down to entire trees smashing into cabins.
Damage structurally to 3 cabins. I think we last counted about 37 large trees down all over our property.
And with staff and an estimated 1,500 campers expected in a matter of weeks, the camp's team knew they needed help.
As soon as I walked the property and saw the magnitude of the damage, and I know what we have to get done in a short time frame, I knew we needed help, and we needed to ask for help. And so we immediately went into kind of crisis management mode and got the message out to help that we need help.
And help is exactly what's scattered across the storm-damaged camp. Professionals and community members prepared with whatever tools they have.
They showed up not knowing really what they were getting into with the chainsaw in hand.
Spirit Tree Care brought a team of workers to spend a long day helping remove large trees. Storm damage recovery is something the company knows well after severe weather hit their home in northwest Arkansas last year.
So we knew that it requires a lot. It requires a lot of skill, a lot of safety, a lot of just understanding trees and wood when it's under stress and things like that. And so we knew we had a special skill set to be able to come and help get these trees off the cabins or get them out of sticky situations.
Camp staff say they've had roughly 100 volunteers in the first day of cleanup alone, and there's enough work for all of them.
There's a multitude of things happening right now. We have tree removal, and then we will navigate into cabin repair in a short time frame.
She says thanks to the help of these volunteers, the camp will be up and running in no time.
I have no questions about it. I know they'll be ready to go. So campers are going to have a great summer. I know it.
Reporting in Berry County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
If you're interested in volunteering or helping donate for the recovery efforts, we have the information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Dr. Derek Towery shares the dangers of skin cancer. Well, May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and this morning we have Dr. Derek Towery with U.S. Dermatology Partners with us this morning to share the dangers of skin cancer and what you should look out for. Welcome to you, doctor. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning.
So talk to me about being aware of skin cancer, especially as we head into these summer months with more sun.
Yeah, skin cancer is very common, especially in this area of the country. It's actually the most common form of cancer in the United States. And we see multiple cases of skin cancer every day. And of course, the dangers are even increased during the summertime when the sun is at its most intense.
Absolutely. So talk to me about some of the most common types of skin cancer and those who are most at risk for it.
So the most common cancer that we see is probably called basal cell carcinoma. That one is it's just a small tumor, can be small, but it'll grow slowly over time, not considered life-threatening. Then squamous cell carcinoma, a little more aggressive tumor, especially in people who are immunosuppressed. And then the most life-threatening type of skin cancer that we see is melanoma. About 1 in 200,000, about 200,000 people per year develop melanoma in the United States.
Now you talk about skin cancer in our area. What recommendations do you have for people in the four-state community to prevent these types of cancers?
Yeah, just be sun smart. We have people that like to farm, golf. We live in the
Yes.
lake area, fishing. So I encourage people to go ahead and do what you enjoy doing. You have to go outside to do your jobs, but just do it sun smart. Wear hats, sunscreens, and SPF 30 or above every day applied. We know that makes a huge difference in preventing skin cancer.
How long would you say you should wait to reapply sunscreen if you're out in the summer months?
Typically, I tell people about every 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. And how often should people be checking for skin cancer, any spots or other things like that, and when should they get help?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a family history of skin cancer, if you're fair skin, lots of freckles, lots of moles, we recommend once a year. And then once we identify a skin cancer, then we're going to recommend probably every 6 months.
Okay. And when does treatment or self-treating at home turn into I need to go see a doctor?
Well, if you have a lesion that's changing, if it's irregular color, irregular border, or a lesion that's just growing really fast, bleeds real easy, that's when you should have it checked out. There's really no good home treatments for skin cancer. You need to see a professional.
Absolutely. Well, doctor, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Lots of useful, good information to keep in mind, especially as we head into the summer. Happy to have you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:17 now on this Thursday morning. We have dense fog advisories for parts of southeast Kansas through 9 o'clock this morning because, well, we've got dense fog roughly between the 75 and 59 corridors out there. That does include both of those corridors. So significantly reduced visibility is almost zero in Iola, 0.3 of a mile in Chanute, 0.4 in Independence. This fog does stretch down into portions of northeastern Oklahoma as well. So remember, low beams, not your high beams, fog lights if you have them, and of course leave plenty of distance between you and the car ahead of you, and also give yourself time to get where you're going. And I apologize, I just dawned on me, we've got to go back over here to this machine so that we can take a look at our flood warnings that we still have going on across the area. So our flood watches are done, and that is good news, but we have a lot of river flood warnings out there. We're starting on the north end here or northwest end of Vernon County, really. This is for the Little Osage River near Horton. Flood warning continues through Friday afternoon for minor flooding. We also have the Marmaton River near Nevada. Minor flooding is expected here and is occurring. This one runs until early Sunday morning. And then we have the Osage River at Taborville. This one's the latest one. It runs through Monday evening for minor flooding out there. And then we go back to the Sac River near Kaplinger Mills. This flood warning runs until Friday afternoon for minor flooding as well. Then down into northeastern Oklahoma, portions of Delaware, Craig, and Ottawa County, the bigger green boxes, those are aerial flood warnings, which means low water crossings or any other flood-prone areas within those counties are experiencing or could be experiencing flooding out there. We also have a flood warning that continues until just after midnight tonight for the Spring River near Quapaw for minor flooding. And then our bigger concern now is going to be with the Neosho River near Commerce. This one runs till early Saturday morning. Right now, minor flooding is occurring. However, moderate flooding is expected. And with moderate flooding, low-lying areas around Miami could be impacted, as well as Riverview Park and State Highway 125 near the fairgrounds. So again, as we've talked about all morning and almost all week, turn around, don't drown. All right, there's water over the roadway. Don't chance it. You don't know how deep it is. You need to just avoid it. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. We had a couple of shower storms out there. They have died out. Now, between now and about 9 a.m., another stray shower storm is possible, but the majority of us will remain dry. And then we'll be partly cloudy into the afternoon, maybe even mostly clear for some. Gusty southwest winds pushing 20. And then between 2 and 5, another isolated shower storm will be possible. It won't be until late this evening into the overnight we start to see additional shower and thunderstorm chances. Nothing severe expected, but additional heavy rain that we don't currently need is expected. Scattered showers and storms on Friday, so not rain everywhere all at once like it has been, but these showers out there and some thunderstorms could bring some heavy rain here and there as we head into Friday evening and into the overnight. Finally, the rain is done for a bit. Our weekend is looking pretty darn good. Through the morning, again, we're cloudy right now. A couple of scattered storms, still mostly cloudy through the morning. 60 by 8, 67 by 11 o'clock this morning. We're looking at highs today right around the mid-70s. That rain, again, less of it. Skies clearing into the afternoon. Again, a few scattered storms tomorrow. And then by the weekend, looks fantastic. Very nice temperatures, very nice conditions. Toward the end of next week, thunderstorm chances return, and some of those could be strong, potentially severe, so we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, the biggest fundraiser for Bright Futures Joplin is taking to court this weekend. We have Larry Warren and John Boyd, organizers of the event, with us this morning to share how the proceeds help the Joplin community. Welcome to you both. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, this is such an exciting event, and it's been going on for so long. So for those who might not know about it, tell me about Guns N' Hoses.
Well, Guns N' Hoses is a basketball game between Joplin Fire and Joplin PD. It is a pretty intense game, but
a lot of smack talk.
A lot of smack talk.
Okay.
A lot of fun, though. It's a good family event. We've done it. This is our 8th year. Doing it. Yes, it's our main fundraiser for the year.
Main fundraiser. And talk to me about how this benefits Bright Futures Joplin, what this money goes towards.
So Bright Futures Joplin raises money for snack pack program, needs of the kids.
Absolutely.
Shoes, sometimes pants or whatever. So it's a wide range of things to help the kids of the Joplin School District.
That's fantastic. Why partner with Bright Futures Joplin, Joplin Fire Department, Police Department, bring all these wonderful organizations and public service members together?
Yeah, it is a great time. It is a great family event. They get to see these everyday heroes out there just having fun. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're continuing to give to the community, just in a different way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this has been going on for so long, and you're actually doing something very special this year. Tell me about it.
So at halftime, we are doing, in recognition of our 15th year as being Bright Futures, we're doing a volunteer recognition.
Yes.
So anyone that has ever volunteered with Bright Futures, we invite them to come to the game and let us bring you out on at halftime out onto the court and recognize you.
Absolutely. What a great way to say thank you for all those years of service.
Absolutely.
It's this weekend, and talk to me about the details. When, where, what time?
Okay. So Saturday, May the 3rd at Joplin High School. Starts at 6 p.m. We'll have concessions, we'll have raffles, we'll have all kinds of games and things. So it's, like John said, it's going to be a good time, a lot of family fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and kids are free as well.
Kids are free. $5 at the door for adults. All kids are free. And we'd like to give a shout out to Roper Kia and Missouri Southern for being our title sponsors. They are a great asset to this community. Of course, Missouri Southern has been around a while, and we love them very much for doing this.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on 8 years of this event.
Thank you.
15 years of Bright Futures. Wonderful work you all are doing. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And we'll, of course, have all of this information later on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. In case you missed anything, stick around. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Elise Snowy. Laura and Ashley's Law passes the Oklahoma Senate and is now headed to Governor Kevin Stitt's desk. The proposed law adds accessory to murder in the first degree and accessory to murder in the second degree to the list of felony offenses for which Oklahoma already requires convicted criminals to serve at least 85% of their sentence. The law is named after two girls, Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman, who went missing in December of 1999. Ashley's parents were found murdered in their burned home. Their disappearance launched a decades-long investigation, leaving family, friends, and an entire community desperate for answers. The primary suspect, Ronnie Busick, eventually agreed to a plea deal in 2020, pleading guilty to accessory to murder, kidnapping, and arson. As part of the agreement, he was required to provide information that could lead to the discovery of Laura and Ashley's remains. However, Busick's cooperation was limited and no new leads emerged. In 2023, Busick was released early from prison due to good behavior. With the governor's signature, Laura and Ashley's Law would strengthen sentencing requirements, ensuring those who aid in such crimes face stricter consequences. And Liberty Utilities moves closer to hosting town hall meetings for customers in Missouri. The announcement comes after the Missouri Public Service Commission voted 5-0 to launch an investigation into customer services and billing practices of Liberty Utilities. The investigation covers all Liberty Utility companies operating in Missouri. While the energy provider continues to iron out the details, upcoming plans will include a series of town hall meetings open to the public. Now, as of now, these meetings will tentatively take place from June 9th through the 13th. Liberty plans to announce the dates, times, and location once they have been finalized. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at the forecast.
We've still got cloudy skies out there, as you can see from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, and looking at some fog out there as well, off in the distance. Cloudy still from MoDOT camera at 20th and range line in Joplin. We still have a number of river flood warnings and aerial flood warnings out there. Remember, the aerial flood warnings, it means that any number of low water crossings or other rural and back roads could be experiencing flooding. And of course, the river flood warnings indicate the potential for flooding in and around specific rivers. And we'll go over those flood warnings with you in detail here soon. Nothing on the Skywatch storm tracker. We had some showers, some storms out west. They died. We could still get a stray shower or storm between now and about 9 a.m. and then we'll go partly cloudy heading into the afternoon. Dense fog advisories as well. Southeast Kansas until 9 a.m. Roughly between the 75 and 169 corridors is where we have this area of very dense fog. Almost zero visibility. Iola and Independence, Chanute about a half mile just over that. Parsons reduced visibility. But you can see Yates Center, Fredonia, Sedan, Newata also dealing with some reduced visibilities as well. So remember, low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. Slow down. Give yourself time to get where you're going. Into the afternoon, again, partly cloudy, breezy, southwest winds gusting up to 20. We could get another isolated shower storm between roughly 2 and 5. Otherwise, I think most of us are going to spend the majority of this day dry. It won't be until overnight that we see another round of slightly more widespread showers and storms out there. Temperatures right now, again, similar to what we saw yesterday at this same time, about upper 50s, some low 60s down south. We're going to be warmer today because we're going to get a little more sunshine today, going right around the mid 70s heading into this afternoon. As I mentioned, more rain tonight into tomorrow, but it will eventually come to an end. We'll talk about that and your weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And don't forget, you can, of course, be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Sky Watch Weather app. Get those severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Sky Watch Weather app. Well, in Springfield, Tuesday's storms led to power outages not seen since the 2007 ice storm. Adam Woodbray shows us how one community is getting a hot meal and the setbacks a local restaurant is facing.
It's hot out here, isn't it? The staff at York Elementary in Springfield stepped up to help its community. With power out for the second day for the neighborhoods around the school, cooking food is not an option. So with no school in session, the school staff wanted to do something to help.
Our staff got together on a message chat and decided that we wanted to come together with some of our community partners and find a way to help out our school community, because we do have a lot of families in our area that still do not have electricity.
It wasn't long before the staff members bought snacks, water, hot dogs, and had the grills fired up.
It's a good thing because I do have 4 kids, and when you don't have no way to cook or there's nowhere open and you don't have a vehicle to like go further away, it's really heartwarming to know that I guess they care.
People in the community say they're grateful.
Because we can't cook anything, so it was nice to have something warm. Just wanted to say thanks to everybody that was here to help us out. It was really nice.
And just a few miles away in downtown Springfield, Gailey's Breakfast Cafe was able to reopen, but not before having to deal with food that sat in the restaurant during the power outage.
We have to get rid of it. I can't sell it at that point. I can't, I can't give it to customers once it hits a certain temp.
Nicole Edwards owns Gailey's. She says the power went out around 9:45 Tuesday morning and wasn't restored until late Tuesday night.
When we started seeing our coolers and everything start losing temp, which was last night, that's when we knew we had to start doing something. We had to either take the food somewhere else, give it away, or pitch it.
Edwards says the staff gave out food to people they knew, trying to use the food while it was still good. But even still, there's a lot of food that's just going to waste.
Our biggest loss is going to be our eggs, which everybody knows right now, eggs are outrageous. I had to pitch 22 cases of eggs. Each one of my cases holds 15 dozen eggs.
And for a restaurant where breakfast is a big deal, turning eager customers away is a tough pill to swallow.
This is what we bank on. And us being closed for almost 2 full days. I'm paying for labor, I'm paying for food that never got used. We're going to take a pretty hard hit.
Gailey's was able to arrange to get more food brought in for the restaurant, but Edwards estimates she lost around $5,500 worth of food. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A British man makes it his mission to save the Earth's whales, one bottle of gin at a time. In Consumer Watch this morning, the U.S. economy contracted for the first time in 3 years since the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. economy hit reverse in the first quarter of 2025. The gross domestic product shrank at an annual rate of 0.3%. Now, economists say the drop in government spending due to DOGE cuts and businesses rushing to stockpile goods before the president's tariffs policies take effect played a role. Now, President Trump is blaming his predecessor. One bright spot, a separate report showed that consumer spending jumped 0.7% in March of last year. Well, thousands of publishers, clearinghouse customers are getting refunds. Now, yesterday, the Federal Trade Commission announced more than $18 million in checks have been mailed to more than 280,000 people who say they were misled by the company's deceptive practices. Publishers Clearinghouse is best known for its sweepstakes, and the FTC says it sent misleading emails suggesting contestants had to make a purchase to increase their odds of winning. The company tells CBS News the payouts are part of a 2-year-old settlement. And around 500 Trader Joe's sesame miso salads with salmon have been recalled. The Food and Drug Administration says some of the prepackaged salads mistakenly contain Parmesan crumbles instead of crispy onions, which could cause a reaction for people with severe milk allergies. The recalled salads were sold in 18 states with use-by dates of April 28th and 29th. Well, could a $5,000 bonus persuade families to have more kids? Well, it's something President Donald Trump has expressed interest in. Jen Sullivan looks at rising costs.
Childcare costs have risen dramatically in the last few years, and families are feeling the financial squeeze.
When you're juggling both work and family and navigating the economy and just the costs associated with families, it adds up.
Jocelyn Fry is the president of the National Partnership for Women and Families, a nonprofit that advocates for parents and children, including finding solutions to make costs more affordable.
We don't want your child care to be larger than your mortgage.
A recent study by loan facilitator LendingTree found the cost to raise a child was nearly $300,000 over 18 years. That doesn't even include college tuition. They factored in a variety of costs, including housing, food, clothes, insurance, and daycare, which saw the biggest jump in price, rising more than 50% in 2 years. As costs increase, birth rates are declining. President Donald Trump may want to change that and is considering offering new parents a $5,000 bonus to have more kids. But Fry worries that's not nearly enough.
We have to step back and say what really helps families.
She'd like to see more states offer paid family leave. So far, 13 states and the District of Columbia have passed laws that require employers to offer some type of paid leave for all new parents. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
That's it for Consumer Watch. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:44 now on this Thursday morning. Dense fog advisory is continuing in southeast Kansas until 9 a.m. and that is why we have this area of dense fog. It is sandwiched right along and in between US 75 and US 59. It does, of course, include those highways as well. Very significantly reduced visibilities, rather. Iola, Chanute, Parsons, you can see it includes areas in between as well. Independence, Fredonia, Yates Center. It does stretch down into portions of northeastern Oklahoma. So remember, low beams, not your high beams. Leave plenty of distance between you and the car ahead of you, and make sure that you are staying slow, giving yourself time to get where you're going. Flooding concerns also continue. Our flood watches again are gone, but we do have some flood warnings. We're going to start into parts of Vernon, Bates, St. Clair, and Cedar counties in southwest Missouri. Starting in Vernon County, we do have a flood warning from now until early Sunday morning for the Marmaton River near Nevada for minor flooding. We also have a flood warning until Friday afternoon for the Little Osage River near Horton, again for minor flooding. And we have a flood warning for the Osage River at Taborville. This is for minor flooding as well. Continues until late Monday evening. That's the latest one we have right now. And then we also have a flood warning for the Sac River near Kaplinger Mills for minor flooding as well. And we had in northeastern Oklahoma, and again, a little messier down here, portions of Craig, Ottawa, and Delaware counties. These are aerial flood warnings that continue until 10:30 this morning, which means low water crossings and other areas prone to flooding in those counties could be or are experiencing flooding at this time. We also have a flood warning for the Spring River near Quapaw for minor flooding. This continues until just after midnight tonight. The bigger concern again is going to be the Neosho River near Commerce. This flood warning runs until early Saturday morning. Minor flooding is occurring. Moderate flooding is forecast. With moderate flooding, that could lead to some impacts for low-lying areas around Miami, as well as Riverview Park and State Highway 125 near the fairgrounds. So a lot to keep in mind, as we've told you for the last several days, as we've shared with you this morning from the Pittsburgh Fire Department. Turn around, don't drown. You don't know how deep the water is. If you see water over the roadway, don't chance it, all right? Just go another way. Skywatch Storm Tracker, again, for now is clear. We had some shower storms out west. They worked into our area. They died. Between now and about, say, 9 a.m., we could still get a stray shower or storm, and then we'll be partly cloudy, even maybe some mostly clear skies. Gusty southwest winds pushing 20, and then between roughly 2 and 5, another round of isolated to widely scattered showers, thunderstorms will be possible. So today is one of the lowest rain chances we've had in a while. Not everyone will see rain. Most of us will be dry. Overnight, though, late tonight into tomorrow, we get another round of showers and storms, so heavy rain is going to be another concern. There'll be a bit more scattered Friday, but unlike today, there might be a few more of them, so a few more of us will have opportunities for showers and storms on Friday. We head into Friday late evening and overnight. We finally clear out. Saturday, a little chilly, but clear skies to start. Cloudy again out there now. A few isolated storms this morning possible. 60 by 8, near 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today heading into the mid-70s, so a nice warm day. Low 70s tomorrow, upper 60s Saturday, low 70s on Sunday. Nice temperatures and decent weather through at least next Wednesday. And then we're keeping an eye on those thunderstorm chances toward the end of next week, as some of those could be strong to severe. We'll be back with more right after this.
Well, a British man has turned his love for gin into a spirited mission to save the world's whales.
He's opened a library, not for books, but for bottles, as Tina Kraus shows us.
So it's going to be 1 part gin, okay, to 3 parts tonic.
When it comes to mastering the perfect pour, Ollie Bullock isn't just mixing drinks. He's blending passion with purpose.
With the largest gin barring collection in the world, with over 2,000 bottles from 75 countries. Please head in that way.
His gin library is tucked away on a Portuguese island in the Atlantic, where visitors stop in to swap bottles and sit for a cause.
We came up with this idea that if you bring a gin, I'll swap it for one of the gins I make, known as the Ghosts of the Ocean range.
For each craft gin he produces, up to $20 goes to help save whales in the region. Another $5 is thrown in for guests who stay at the library's eco-friendly hotel. This Massachusetts tourist says the trick is donating a label not already on the shelves.
We've actually tried hard to find a bottle of gin that isn't in here already, and we have failed so far.
Among the collection, a $100 gin from Kenya and a plastic bottled bargain from Ghana that Bullock calls one of the worst. But even the most humble spirits get shelf space, because here every bottle has a story and every sip supports the sea.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Keeping with the theme of helping the planet, the Gin Gallery runs on solar power with bottles made of recycled glass and stoppers produced with a mix of cork and activated carbon.
Certainly interesting indeed.
Yes.
And a great mission that he has there. Certainly. And I've got a mission to alert you for the day, and we do have dense fog advisory, southeast Kansas. These will continue through 9 o'clock this morning because, well, you know, we've got dense fog out there. Roughly between the US 75 and US 59 corridors, but it does include those corridors. So low beams, not your high beams. And of course, make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to get where you're going, leaving distance between you and the car ahead of you. Flood warnings, river flood warnings, and of course, aerial flood warnings into parts of northeastern Oklahoma. So again, remember, turn around, don't drown. You come across a roadway that's got water over it, you know, don't even think about it. Just turn the vehicle around and head back the other way. Skywatch Storm Tracker clear. Again, we had shower storms out there this morning. They worked into our area. They died. Could get a couple of stray showers and storms between now and 9. Then will be partly cloudy heading into the afternoon. Warmer temperatures, another stray shower or two, roughly between 2 and 5 today. Most of us are dry today. It's going to be late tonight into tomorrow. We'll see a few more scattered showers and storms. And again, not everyone's seen rain tomorrow, but we will have a few better chances for that before we finally dry out into the weekend. Another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Lauren Ashley's law passes the Oklahoma Senate and is now headed to Governor Kevin Stitt's desk. The proposed law adds accessory to murder in the first degree and accessory to murder in the second degree to the list of felony offenses, for which Oklahoma already requires convicted criminals to serve at least 85% of their sentence. With the governor's signature, Lauren Ashley's law would strengthen sentencing requirements. And Liberty Utilities moves closer to hosting town hall meetings for customers in Missouri. The announcement comes after the Missouri Public Service Commission voted 5-0 to launch an investigation into customer services and billing practices of Liberty Utilities. Liberty plans to announce the dates, times, and location once they have been finalized. And Pittsburgh authorities are stressing a familiar warning: turn around, don't drown. The Pittsburgh Fire, Police, and the Crawford County Sheriff's Office responded to multiple calls from Tuesday's rain. Now, with more rain in the forecast, he urges people to be mindful of the potential for more flooding.
And we do have a few isolated showers possible this morning and then again briefly this afternoon. Most of us dry, partly cloudy, breezy. Southwest winds gusting to 20, temperatures mid-70s. We'll have a few more scattered storms late tonight into the overnight. Now again, not everyone will see rain, but a few more of us will see rain as we head overnight tonight into Friday. Same situation on Friday. Not everyone necessarily will see rain tomorrow, but we'll have a slightly better chance of seeing a few more showers and storms. Those will wrap up heading into the evening. Our weekend looks fantastic. And then we've got more storms to keep an eye on as we head toward the end of next week.
Right. Well, we all know eggs are pretty precious these days, but how far would you go to keep one from cracking? Well, students at St. Mary's Preschool in Joplin put their eggs to the test during the annual Humpty Dumpty Day. Each student designed their own egg protection plan, all in hopes of preventing a great fall.
The Joplin Fire Department helped out by raising the eggs high into the air and dropping them to the ground below. Some survived, others came out a little scrambled, but students walked away with a little hands-on fun in science, creativity, and problem solving. Of course, I did that back in middle school many moons ago,
So
and it's a lot of fun. And it's creativity, and you're doing a lot of problem solving, trying to figure out how to protect that egg.
You really are.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We'll be back today at noon with more news and weather.
Have a great rest of your morning.